Okay. In this session, we are going to discuss about the purpose of the database system. If the time permits, we go to the next concept also, that is view of data. So first, purpose of the database. That means what is the need of the database systems. That means why to use the DBMS. Without database, without DBMS, can't you store the data? No. So we have some other organization system. In that also you can store your data, but the DBMS have more number of advantages compared to that. So first we'll see what is that. You can follow me in my Telegram channel Bhargavi at CS and my YouTube channel Programming at Bhargavi. So if you miss this session, I'll put the video in the YouTube channel, right? Next, purpose of the database system. So here we have a term called file processing system. So file processing system is a system which is going to use to store your convocational operating system details. That means this file processing system, how we have DBMS, similar manner, you can store your data in the form of a files, right? You can store your data in the form of a files. The system stores the permanent records in various files. That means you can store the data in files in different application programs to extract the records from and add records to the appropriate files. That means in the files, you can store the data, you can retrieve the data, and you can update the data permanently. That means before to the database management system, we introduced organizations usually stored information in such system. That means before inventing of DBMS, we used file processing system. So keeping the organizational information in a file processing system has a major number of disadvantages. So whenever we introduced a new term, that means what? Previous term we also have drawbacks. So in order to overcome the drawbacks, we use the new system. Yes or no? So to overcome the drawbacks of file processing system, we are using the DBMS. Now what the drawbacks we have with that? Now first we see what is mean by file processing system. So shortly we call that FPS. So file processing system is a collection of files and programs that access and modify these files typically. That means file processing system is a collection of files. For example, at our homes we have files. That means in order to put your all the information related, for example, we want to store your 10th memo, inter memo, SSC memo, something like that. What you do normally, we put them into a file. What we do, we put them into a file. Yes or no? Now in a file processing system also, collection of files. That means I have memos file, health record files, some LICs, like files, and some other files. So all the files, what I'll do, I'll put it together. That we call it as what? File processing system. So if you put all the files into the file processing system, in order to access those files, we need programs. Yes or no? In the yesterday's class, I told you that in order to store the data in the database, we need DBMS. So DBMS is what? Software. Software is nothing but what? Collection of programs. Similarly, in order to store the data in the file processing system, we need programs. That programs, what they do? They can modify the data, they can access the data in the files. That means I want to write a book. So with the help of what we write? With the help of the pen we write. So here book is a file, program is a pen. Clear? Now, typically new files and programs are added over time by different programmers as a new information needs to be stored and new ways to access the information are needed. That means, for example, consider in a supermarket. So there are two owners are there. So owner one is writing a particular file of customers, and the owner one left, left the shop. So owner 2 came and he is writing in a own handwriting. So what will happen? There the handwriting will be changes and the way of writing also changes. That means understanding of the way is different for the owner 1 and owner 2. So in such cases, file processing system has some of the disadvantages. That means by writing new information by the different programmers, that is difficult in this. So in order to overcome that, we introduced the DBMS. So first we'll see what are the disadvantages we have with the file processing system. Now this is a simple diagram for the representation of your file processing system. See here this is the file system, right? Now student personal data processing application program. So here first student file is there, library processing file is there, account processing file is there in a university management system. So these three people are storing the data using this file system into student table, student data, book information, issues of registers and accountant information. That means here what you are using, for every user there is a separate file in the file system. So all these files will not be in a centralized. Using this file system, each and every user uses a different kind of file. That means for every file there is a separate user in a file system. So this is a main disadvantage for a big university. If it is a small university or if it is a small supermarket, the file system is also better compared to your DBMS. Now we'll see what the drawbacks we have. Clear? Now we have some of the advantages with the file based system. So what are the advantages? No need of external storage. Now means what? We are storing the content into the file. So no need of storing another location to store your data. No need of highly technical persons to handle the database. So this is a thing. So in order to access the data from your database, experts are needed. But in the file based system, that is not required. Because every file has a different user who returns the file they can open. Consider in a rice mill situation, what they do, they have different employees. Okay, so one employee will do one task, one employee do one task, one employee do one task. So every employee maintaining three books. So if anybody reads, what will happen? So the content will be easily understood. Why? Because every employee task is different and the books are also separate. So the reading is not difficult in the file processing system. Processing speed is high as compared to the DBMS and it is the low cost. So it have few advantages but more number of disadvantages we have with the file based system. So now what are the disadvantages we have? Disadvantages of file processing system. So we have data redundancy, data inconsistency, difficulty in accessing the data, data dependence, problem of security, concurrency, data isolation, atomicity and integrity. So all these are the disadvantages of the file processing system. Now we'll see one by one. The first one is data redundancy. So data redundancy refers to the duplication of data. For example, there are, consider the college database. So in the college database, in the administration department, you have your number. So student number is there, student name is there. So in the library also, student number is there, student name is there. In the examination branch also, student number is there, student name is there. Yes or no? That means one student number and name is repeating three places. Yes or no? Come back to the thing. Here a student is registered number 1, the name is A. Yes or no? So this student also use the library. Yes or no? Now 1A is registered here also. Now he want to pay some fees. So the student name is also placed here. So what will happen in the file processing system? Student number 1 and A is stored in the student table. Here library also store the book along with the student name Accountant also maintains the same student name and number. That means what? Here that 1A is repeating here and here, here and here. That means one student is going to repeat his information in many number of files. That we call it as the redundancy. Redundancy is nothing but duplication of data. Clear? Now, in the file system, this is a major disadvantage. Why? Because every user maintains a separate file. Due to that, data redundancy will occur. Clear? Now, data inconsistency. Data inconsistency is nothing but data redundancy leads to the data inconsistency. Consistent means what? Correct. Inconsistent means what? Incorrect. So, inconsistency, nothing but, for example, we have the same diagram. Here, the student number 1A, 1A, 1A. Now, student want to change his name as AB. Student want to change his name as AB and he given a request letter for the administration department. So what they are doing? Just they are writing his name as 1 comma AB, so that here the student name is modified as 1 comma AB. But whatever the library and accountant, here the data will be a same as 1A. Here also the data as 1A only. So here once the updation is in the table, the particular file only updated. Remaining files will not be updated. If you want to update, every place you want to update. That is a data inconsistency. So student administration department thinks that the student name is AB, whereas library and accountant department thinks that the student name is A. So there is a mismatch in the understanding of the student name in the file system. This we call it as the data inconsistency. Clear? Next we have data isolation. So because data are scattered in various files, files may be in different formats. Writing a new application programs to retrieve the appropriate data is difficult. For example, what here we are saying, data scattered in various places. So every user there is a separate file. Yes or no? The format may be anything. So accountant stores the data in Excel sheets. Yes or no? Library uses MS Access. Administration department uses Word. So the files are different to store your data. That means storage of format is different. So the data isolation will not be there in the file processing system. Next thing we have dependency on application programs. Changing of files lead to the change in the application programs. That only we have discussed previously. So administration department is using what? Word application. Account department using what? Excel application. Library is using what? Access application. So if you change the files, the applications also will be different. Next, atomicity issues. Atomicity of a transaction refers to all or nothing, which means either all the operations in the transactions executes or none. For example, here student is paying some fee, right? Now at the same time the power is lost. What happened? The processing is done, the process is done but not saved, so the power loss occurred. So what will happen? The data whatever the student he's paid, that particular transaction will go back, so that will not be allowed in the file based system. That means what? For example, we started a class, no power lost. What will happen? This session will be lost. Again when the power starts, again we start the new session. Yes or no? That means this will not happen in the file based system. Whatever the previous transaction is there, that will not be updated. Consider you are sending a money to your friend. Suddenly a transaction failed. What will happen? The money will send it to your friend or will come back to you. Actually, the money will come back to you. That is the right process. Yes or no? But in the file system, the money will not come back to you or not it goes to your friend. It stucks in the middle only. So this is the drawback in the file based system. Next we have data security. So data should be secured from unauthorized access. For example, a student in the college should not be able to see the payroll details of a teacher. Such kind of security constraints difficult to apply in the file processing system. Now, in our college database, students also have the login. They should only see the student and the particular details of a student only. They cannot see other student details, they cannot see staff details, they cannot see payrolls of the staff and everything. Just what he want to do, a particular student want to see their information only. But that security we cannot provide in the file based system. Yes or no? So in a file based system, a student can see any details of the college. So the security is not there in the file based system. So these are all are the disadvantages of the file based system. Now we have some comparisons and some differences between file system as well as the database system. So the first one is what? Data redundancy. That means duplication of data is allowed in the file system. But whereas what? In database systems, data is in consistency. So that means repetition will not be there in the database. So this is a representation of file. This cylinder is the representation of database. Now, file system is having difficult access data. Here, the simple data access is there. So here, integrity problem is there. Here, integrity constraint is there. Atomicity problem is in file system. So that can be overcome in the DBMS. So concurrence access anomalies, concurrency control, security problems and authorization mechanism, long development, short development, tightly coupled data program relations, data independence. Now we'll see one by one of database system advantages. So whatever the drawbacks we have in the file system, that will be overcome in the database system. So data redundancy will be overcome, data access is overcome, every problem of the file system will be overcome in the database system. Now we'll see database systems one by one. Now, no redundant data. So redundancy removed by the normalization. No duplication saves the storage and improves the access time. So compared to the file system, what the advantage we have here in the database system? So in the database system, consider this is one file, one user, one user, one user. There are three users are there. These three users uses the same database to store the data. That means only one data storage location is there to store the three users data. But whereas in your file system, for this user there is a separate file, for this user there is a separate file, for this user there is a separate file. But in the database system, every user 1, user 2, user 3, all these three users use the same data location. So what will happen? No redundant data. Administration department register the student name here only. This department takes this data only. This department also take the data only. That means 1A is registered in this location. So it can be accessed by staff, administration department and library department. So here only one time we are writing. That means we are not duplicating the data in three places. That we call it as a no redundancy. In file system what happens? 1A is in staff, 1A is in administration, 1A is in library. But in this database file system, 1A is registered only at one place, that is shared by three users. Clear? Now the next one is data consistency and integrity. Consistency means what? Repetition. If you have repeated data, one place if you updated, remaining places not updation will done. But if you have the data like this, once the student name is modified as 1AB, that means the student name is modified as AB. So what will happen? This AB is modified for the staff, administration and library. Clear? So whatever terms I'm explaining, just compare that with the file system and in this also, right? Now 1A is here, here and here also. But in the file system, once you updated in the staff, that will not be updated in the administration and library. But whereas in this, once you update here, this data only used by these three people, so the repetition is not there, so the data is also consistency. So if the data is consistency, it will be in the integrity. So as we discussed earlier, the root cause of the data inconsistency is data redundancy. If the data redundancy is there, data inconsistency will occur. If the data redundancy is not there, inconsistency also not there. Since the data is normalizations take care of data redundancy, data inconsistency also been take care as a part of it. So how you can do this no redundancy or inconsistency, how you can remove? With the help of the normalization. So normalization is a separate topic, we'll discuss later. Now, data security. In a file system, we cannot give the security, but in this, we can apply the security. How you can apply the security? Where you store the data? In the system. So, for the system also, you can protect your security. That means by giving the username and password, you can provide the security. And for the database level also, user has the different set of access. Thus, the data is secured from the issues such as identity theft, data leaks, and misuse of data. That means what? At the system level, you can give the username and password. And when you open your database also, username and password is there. So if you enter username and password correctly, then only your database will be opened and you can open the data into that. But whereas in your file system, we cannot have any users names and passwords. Everybody in the file can open any other file. So that we have in the file system. Security we have in the DBMS. Now, privacy, limited access means privacy of data. So only few people can open. Here student cannot open the data. Staff can open, administration can open, library department can open here. Easy access to data. So DBMS manages the data in such a way that data is easily accessible with a fast response time. So the data in the database will be stored in the form of a tables. So the table is stored in the organizational way. So the data access is very easy and easy to recover. For example, you are processing some data and the power is lost. In the database file system, you can get the same data again, but that will not do in the file system. Flexible. DBMS systems are more flexible than the file processing system. That means easily you can modify and easily you can edit your data. Clear? So these all these about the DBMS over the file system.